All right, welcome to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. I am Joey Calvo. Before we get started, please continue to help those that lost everything in the California wildfires and all the other wildfires that have happened. And also, be a support to those that really need it right now. But our guest tonight really doesn't need an introduction to me because he has been a legend to me, around me, since the 90s with his infomercials late at night and those infamous question mark suits. And to this day, he still wears those infamous suits. He will help you in every which way get where you need to go in reference to financially, possibly even staying financially stable. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the legend, Matthew Lesko.
Well, I wish all those cheerleaders had never went out with me in high school hear that.
I feel the same way on that. So, Matthew, first of all, welcome to the podcast. It's the greatest honor I could ever have.
Wow.
I mean, you're up there now with model Carol Alt and Gregory Jabbar from CBS's Blue Bloods.
Wow.
And reference to celebrities. So let's get started. How did Matthew Lesko get to where we're at right now?
By failing at everything else I did. And that's the important thing. I was just reading a little clip, somebody giving, commencement speeches. And you really have to go out and fail. But the problem with going to school is they teach you how you're not going to fail if you do this. Everybody tells you you're not going to fail if you do this. And they try to give you the magic formula. There ain't no magic formula. We all guessing. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And they eventually figure it out by staying there. So to me, it is, if you want to do something in life, you got to look more inward than outward, because outward, you always get, people will tell you the 5 steps to do this, the 7 steps and all this kind of bullshit. It may work for someone, but it probably won't work for you because we're all so different. And the only thing that's going to work for you is if you find something you really believe in, you really want to do. Because everything you're going to do, no matter what it is, it's going to be a pain in the ass to do. It takes work. And it's going to be, it's like riding a bicycle the first time. You're just going to have to learn to fall on your butt a couple times before you figure out how to do that. And you're only going to get through those phases if you, if your heart's there, you want to stay there, because otherwise you have one bad day or somebody beat you up or whatever, and you'll go somewhere else and fail. But you have to stay and work at it. And that's what we don't. We try to convince everybody that there is a magic, and all you have to do is the 5 steps or what. No, the 5 steps are you go out and find your 4 that don't work for you before you find the 5 that work for you, because we're all different.
Right. But how did you get involved into wanting to do these grants and finding grants for everybody and so on?
When I came back from Vietnam, I was in the Navy it was the draft back then when I was your age. Came back, I got an MBA, and it was in computers. So I was a computer science professor and starting a computer business that failed. This was back in the 70s. So everything I was doing was failing. And then so you become a consultant when you fail. And so I became a consultant to companies trying to get information for what they wanted to do. So if they wanted to start a new business or grow their business or buy a company. And so I'd go around, look for information and money for them to do things. I was in Washington, and this is before computers or anything. And I was just finding, God, I would find them a government program to do almost anything. I mean, they want to start Procter & Gamble want to start a chain of pasta stores. And I found the government has a pasta expert. And I find this guy, and he's been studying pasta for the last 15 years of his life, and he's dying to share it with somebody. The government doesn't know he's there. His wife's sick of hearing about pasta. But I'll get all the market studies he did for free, tens of thousands of dollars worth of studies he'd give me for free, and I'd sell them. No, actually, I'd sell much as I can to my clients. I'd thank the government for doing all, and also find the money to do things. If they want to buy a company, they want to grow a company and everything. I said, God, the government has money. I mean, I grew up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and I thought the government was the IRS and the Division of Motor Vehicles or in the post office, but it's not. The government and nonprofit organizations now represent 40% of everything in our country is money from free sources of help. So we have 100% of our country, 60% is capitalism, which you have to spend money on to get people to help you. 40% is government and nonprofit organizations that are community sources. This is where people help people. I heard you in the introduction. So people to help people because of the fires. And so that's what we've set up all these other organizations to do that, like FEMA. FEMA now, and my family helped that. They were caught in the flood. Now you can get $42,000 from FEMA if you're designated, as a disaster area, and also for everything you can pay for automobiles, for healthcare, for dental work, for anything you can think of, and also loans, 0% interest loans up to $2 million that you don't have to pay back. Start paying back in a year, and there's no inflation. There's 0% interest, so you could get $2 million at 0% interest. You don't have to pay any back. Go to Vegas, double it, and pay them off.
Oh, in my case, Atlantic City. All right. So I have some scenarios for you. The first one that I'd like to bring up, we kind of spoke about it and folks, at the end, I'm going to have him explain how you can reach out to him and the vast amount of people that work with him in reference to grants and so on. Because I actually am a member of the group that he's going to mention. Yes. And it surprised him because the other day I went on, and matter of fact, his publicist just came on and booked Matthew to come on the podcast. And Matthew was doing a live stream, and I said, Matthew, I can't wait to have you as a guest on my podcast on Tuesday. And he was like, well, make sure you go to this go to the email. He didn't know that I had gotten that email today in reference to it. But cool. I went to him before that even because I was in the process of starting a casino bus service and in the Philadelphia area. And Matthew had given me some ideas. And matter of fact, as Matthew gave me ideas, other associates that do trainings in his network also gave me ideas to go through the city of Philadelphia. And when I went through the city of Philadelphia, the first time they were like, because I had a New Jersey address for the business, I see that it didn't work. But I actually, someone from New Jersey actually did contact me recently. I haven't heard anything more from them yet, but in Philadelphia, I had to turn around and use my home address as a quote unquote storefront. And all of a sudden I got at least 2, but they're not grants. They were for loans for up to $7,500, which wasn't bad to start. But now I because of my credit scores, I know the loans will fall flat on my face.
Maybe not though, because most of the loans for government are for people who can't get loans elsewhere.
Because my credit scores are in the 500s, low 500s. So I'm not ashamed to say that. But in reference to outside of Philadelphia and New Jersey, where can I look for grant? Because as now it's expanding to where not only I'm doing the casino bus service, because right now I am unemployed. But this podcast, I'm happy to say, has been booked straight till April of 2026. So the equipment I'm using, excuse me, the equipment I'm using right now is outdated. So I'm trying to, and yes, I have applied at least twice for winning one of your notebook computers. Because that's kind of the main thing I need.
Can you go online now?
Yeah, I'm online as I'm talking to you.
Okay, go put in findhelp.org.
Okay, sure. Give me one moment.
Okay.
All right. Give me one moment.
Okay, that's all right.
Yep. Wrong thing. Yep. All right.
Okay, findhelp.org.
Yep.
And then it'll ask you for your zip code up in the left-hand corner. Do you see that?
Yeah, just give me one moment.
Okay.
It's going to it might take me out because I'm on the same window.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. I don't think so.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see.
Okay, there. Okay,
yeah.
Now your zip. Oh, that was nice. They could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now put in your zip code there.
All right.
Is that it?
120?
Okay.
Yep.
And then put search.
Yep.
Okay.
And folks, you're seeing everything as we're seeing it right now live. So.
Right. Oh, this is cool. Because we'll help some people.
Yeah.
You pay your utility bill?
Actually, the utilities is part of my rent.
Okay. Here it is. See, so now it shows you have 4,070 programs in your zip code that give out free money.
Right.
4,000 programs to give out. Now go up in the top little search bar again. And put computer.
Okay.
Okay.
You see what I mean by outdated?
I gave updating computers myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, verifying you're a human. So I think it's right. Okay. It's Joey is a human.
Yeah. It's just like I said, because of the outdated, because it. Yeah. But in the meantime,
it's going to show you, I don't know, maybe a half a dozen or so organizations, nonprofit organizations, that either give away free computers or help you learn how to use computers, all for free. See, these 4,000 sources, every one of them either give money or give free sources. They'll never charge you for anything. Everything is free in here. And that's, see, if you don't have money, you don't go to Google. Google is a death trap because there's 200 million.
I've learned that.
There's 200 million people that want you to give them money. And it's still verifying, okay? and that's why people go there, and then they call a few people or contact them, and everybody wants money. They don't have money, so they think they can't do anything. And that's what bothers me more than anything. because you can, no matter who you are, no matter what income. I mean, the government gives away an average of $18,000 just in cash every year to the average American. And some get more, some get less, but it's not where you think it is. And you can't find it in Google. So that's just a waste of time. So it's important that you know. So something like this, findhelp.org, that's the first place, because you could go there, you need to pay rent. Well, then you put in rent and you'll find maybe 50, 60, 70 organizations that help you with rent. And the key that
I'm going to take, Matthew, I'm going to take this down because it's taken a long time on it. But I've gone to it before, so I remember you telling me that.
And go ahead.
Yeah. So in reference to the other scenario, I have there's a special person in Texas who is looking to, she works very hard. She's making six figures and is still struggling, especially in Texas. And she wants to update her van.
Her van?
Her van, yes. She has
is that something she lives in, or is that an automobile?
An automobile.
Okay. Updated. Does she have a disability?
Not mobility, but kind of like possibly.
Is it car repair?
Well, upgrade is into maybe how can I explain this? Into a better vehicle that she can use with her work.
What's her work?
She kind of does surveillance and security. Surveillance and security.
Right.
So kind of maybe upfitting it to be possibly bulletproof, something like that.
Right. Okay.
More protection wise.
Right. So that's a business expense, because it's something that she's going to do, work in her business. Okay. Then what she has to do is give her this address, this website, America's AMERICAS, and then SBDC.org. America's SBDC.org. Okay, America's SBDC.org. And you should use this too, Joey. Because they're in New Jersey also. And what these are, they get money to help anybody who wants to start or expand a business solve their financial problems. So some of them have money themselves, but a lot of them don't, but they know where the money is and they know that kind of thing. And the more of these kind of people you talk to, the more you get into people who know this environment, because like in New Jersey, man, there are so many organizations for New Jersey. You could also go here. But anyway, let's do it. SBDC, America's SBDC.org. Always org or .gov. They're the people that give away money. Go there and you put in your zip code, and then you find the local office. It's the local office. You want to talk to somebody one-on-one, either online, on the phone, or even in person. And they're there for you to talk to, explain your situation so they can work with you on how to solve that problem. Okay. And they'll know the places locally to do that. And this is all a business. Even if you're financially strapped in the business. I mean, that's even more important. And they certainly know how to help you do that and get out of that situation. And also as security, to me, what I would do with her is go to those offices and have them get her contracts from the government. So government buys more security. Oh, they're the SBDC.
Okay.
So how to get contracts. So she could get contracts because she has a service. So that's a way to solve a lot of problems. If she gets a $50,000 contract from the government, that's what you want to do. And once you learn how to get a contract, you could keep doing it forever. My sister was getting contracts out of her garage to frame pictures for the government. They're like awards and things like that. And she did $1 million out of her basement or her garage, for this kind of stuff. So that's really important. But even all the other problems you have, you need money for equipment to have a better. So that's like buying it's the same thing. If you had a factory to make T-shirts, you need a machine to make the T-shirt. So that's part of cost of goods sold kind of thing. So that's easier for them to find money to do that, because that's now business equipment. That's not just a car for you to get to, down the street. So this is a business equipment. So they could help her find ways to get that money to do that. And that's in every county in America. And there's more than that. See, in every state, there's at least 50 organizations like that. Let me give you another free website, Joey. If you go to Tiny, Tiny.
All right. Hold on one moment. Tiny.
Okay. URL.
Yep.
.com. // and then Lesko local business. Lesko local business.
Okay.
And that's a report. Anybody who's listening to this now could go there and download that for free. I won't even ask you for your email or anything. Anybody could have this to learn.
Yep.
And you'll see I have it as an example. I went to ChatGPT. Anybody could use that for free, or any of the AIs, and it shows you the words to put in. It's basically, show me 50 programs from government offices and nonprofit organizations that will give me money and help to start a business in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or Houston, Texas, or whatever it is, and give me the insights. Okay. And that'll spit them out, and everybody, I know this stuff so well, so I know. And here's a sample of an answer. I did it for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And if you go down, you'll see all those sources. Every one of them give out money and help for people who want to start or expand a business. And that's what's important. And they go, see, all this stuff doesn't advertise, Joey. That's why people have no idea. And we live off of Google and what Google tells us. And that's not very helpful many times. And because we want money. And if you don't have money, well, then you just stay away from Google, because it's like an alcoholic going to have a burger at a bar, man. You can't get out of there without drinking. Just go there.
So that is one thing. I had also gotten some other reports, which I actually have saved on here, because not only did Matthew have this, he also has ones that are based for exactly the states of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and for New Jersey and Texas and so on. They were a couple bucks, but they were, sorry about that. They were worth it, and I still have them. I go to them once in a while, but I also subscribe to his network. I call it a network, which I'm going to have Matthew explain right now. It might be a little tight on my budget right now, keeping up with the monthly payments on it, because it is a service fee to be in his network.
It's
but
20.
But it has been helpful to me. I will say, like I said before, it is very helpful. So, Matthew, explain, how can people join what I keep talking about?
Well, it's at leskohelp.com. And we have 15,000 members. And what all the members do is help each other find the money and help they need to solve problems. So not only me, I'm surprised that I was able to do this because I was the one answering all the questions, but I only have so much time. I can't answer for everybody. And I've been studying this for 50 years. So I find members helping members is even better than me because they're excited. They just found it themselves. So you're able to talk to somebody and see every day we have maybe 3, 4, 5 hours of people who are members that are available to talk on Zoom calls, and to answer your question about how they did it and what they have to do it, things like that. The thing about this is not just finding the right application to fill out. That you have to do, but first you have to find the right application to apply for. And that's the key. And the only way you find that out is by talking to as many people as you can in that area. So if you're in Pennsylvania or somewhere in New Jersey or Texas, you want to talk to people like the small business development centers about what's available there. And if one doesn't help you, then you have to got others. It's sort of like getting a job or anything else. If one says, "Oh, I'm not hiring," because this is a matchup game. And so you have to find one that match. But every website we give you gives out money, you know, and we'll never ask for money. And that's the important thing.
Right. And one more thing in reference to it. Another thing actually that really I can't say, well, I could say usually is a stuck. Usually winds get me stuck when it reference to applying for grants is finding a way of presenting myself to these organizations that are giving out grants.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And in reference to finding your opinion of finding a grant writer to help.
I don't think you need one, Joey. Because once you find the right grant for you, then that's easy. So you're sort of, it's sort of getting the cart before the horse, or I like to think of it as more of buying a prom dress before you're invited to the prom. You don't want to go to the prom, so I'll go out and buy a dress, but you don't have a date yet for the prom. Get the date first, and then spend money on the prom. And that's the same way with grants, because most of them, tell you the truth, are only 2-3 pages fill in the blanks. And so you have to see the program, the application first that's right for you. And that's why you have to talk to people who are giving out the money and ask them, "Hey, is this right for me? Here's what I gotta do." And so they will, hey, no way, you're not gonna get this. Don't bother. then you keep on going. And that's the thing with people. But what you're thinking of and what is natural, and that's what people think. And that's what stops them, So don't think that way until you see the application. Maybe it will be that complicated. Then you can get free help. Actually, the people who give also, is that for me?
No, it was an email. Sorry about that.
The people who give out the money also will help you fill out the grants. I mean, particularly most government grants are that way. And so always look for the grant that you pre-screen, that you have a good, it's worth applying for. And the people giving out the money will tell you that. So that's what you have. Instead of sitting there, oh, look at all these grants and I'll start applying and I don't know which one. So that's why you feel you need somebody to help you. But no, you don't, because that's what they should do too. But you should do it. And then you don't have to worry about it.
and like I said, most of the, most of the associates that you have on leskohelp.com, like I said, were great. And like I said, in reference to besides you, and they're like Amber and and Amber was the one that directed me towards the the chat GPT,
Uh-huh.
and even going towards looking into Philly itself, going to the Philly.gov website even. And like I said, it took a little bit, but like I said, they came back to me with loans in reference to it. But like I said, it was a start, and I was very happy of it. So there's a testimonial for you for LeskoHelp.com. They are great helpers. I mean, they guide you the right way. They don't steer you wrong. They may be baffled at what you want to do sometimes. It depends on like I said, the person in Texas in reference to surveillance and security. You know, but at least
that's possible.
Yeah. So because at one time, and I still think about it once in a while, when I mentioned about the bulletproof in reference to that special person in Texas for surveillance and security, I had thought about it for a sedan for like if celebrities like you or model Carol All were coming into the city of Philadelphia and speaking in Center City, getting them around from the airport, making sure that there's not a target on their head, and getting like a bulletproof vehicle for that, for them to ride in. That was an idea I did have, believe it or not.
That's legitimate, but it is still, Joey, sitting down with somebody who knows about the environment that would support that more. So I can't tell. I just know his sources, and they'll be able to tell more. And then and then if they doesn't work, you done another one. So look at that that tiny URL link. And start going through them. It's a numbers game, like getting a job or a date or anything.
Okay. Well, now that I'm divorced too, in reference to that. So in closing, what's the best piece of advice you could give anyone right now that's really I can't say down in the dumps. We already said that about me. But really, that really wants to take an opportunity, and move forward with their lives, and being able to want to fulfill their dreams.
Right. Now that's what life is about, and I think the main thing is to trust your heart. See, because I think your heart is smarter than your brain. Brain's full of stuff that everybody else put in, and you're not going to make things happen unless it's from your inside too. So you have to match the inside with the outside, and your inside is smarter than your outside because if you bring the thing from the inside, then you're going to stay at it longer. And that's, I think, in a personal relationship and a professional relationship. So your heart, you have to trust. Because anything you want to do is going to be difficult. And so if your heart's behind it, you're going to get through all the bullshit you're going to have to do to get somewhere. There's the roadblocks and everything, no matter what you do. But if you really want to do it, then that's listening to your heart to choose what's right.
And that's one main thing that like I said, that I've looked into, and I thank you for the advice that you quite fast enough. It's the Jetsons. Folks, just to let you know, that noise you were hearing is when I get emails. I keep forgetting to put my phone on do not disturb, and when I get a message or an email, I get the Jetsons doorbell. That's what that noise is. For those like me and Matthew who know who the Jetsons are,
absolutely,
that's what that noise is. So I do apologize for that. But so definitely,
band. You had an in-house band, maybe.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I actually am friends with a smooth jazz guitarist.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, his name is Eric Essex, and he actually, and I'm bringing him out just because he's got a new CD out now, but he actually just did a single within the past 2 years with Ruben Studdard from American Idol.
Oh, wow.
And they did a remix of Ain't No Sunshine. So, I mean, it's very good. But yeah, definitely, folks, believe me from what I'm telling you, even though there's another, I'm going to throw another website that I came across through Facebook, which is weird enough. And give me a minute. There we go. Now, with this website, and this is probably new to Matthew on this, I came across this website on Facebook, between Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
It's sbirp.org.
Oh, well, that's a nonprofit.
Yeah. Now, when I did it, when I went through them, the person that sent me to the website had a referral code and so on. I have learned if you use that referral code, etc., they get a portion of your grant.
Well, I don't know if is that really what that they're giving out grants, SBIRP?
Yeah. They do up from $10,000 to $50,000. I originally got $10,000, but because of the referral that that sent me to them, they got a portion of that money. So you got to be very careful in reference to organizations to apply to. Now, I've gone back to them and applied without referral codes, but I haven't not heard back from them, and some of it's been months. So I'm saying it, to be very careful on website, nonprofits that could be nonprofit or really,
definitely.
Yeah. Like I said, I had not heard back from them, and I applied for other grants besides the one I got.
Did you? So you did get for like $10,000 from these, or not?
Yeah, they gave me $10,000, but what happened was the referral got 10% of it, so they only sent me $9,000.
Yeah, well, that's nice if you got $9,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the only thing is, I can't touch it because you have to have $10,000 minimum to withdraw it.
You got to have 10,000 minimum. 10,000 what? I mean,
$10,000
to withdraw. I thought they're giving you 9,000.
They gave me 9,000, but it originally was 10,000. But because of the referral, they got a piece of that grant.
That sounds very strange.
That's why
you can't get the 9,000, huh?
No, unless I come up with either $1,020 because they charge $20 to transfer it to like PayPal or Cash App or whatever. So that's why I'm saying this to be super careful of
definitely.
I'm not saying Matthew did not and to clarify, Matthew has nothing to do with this website.
No, nothing.
I do want to clarify that.
No.
Matthew has nothing. Matthew's group has took me to chat. Matter of fact, that's how I was introduced to Chat GPT and findhelp.org and the 211.org and all the others that his group has presented to me even. But like I said, I wanted to present this because, of those that are a nonprofit, but you have to be careful.
Right.
When it comes to applying and how you're applying. Because again, if you like, I'll show you. And I'll apply for another grant while I'm doing this. So that way everybody sees, what goes on.
Well, I don't know. I can't imagine what they're doing. I'd have to check into that later.
Yeah. But
and for some reason, if they didn't give you the 9,000, that sounds bizarre to me.
I mean, I have the. I mean, it's there. It's there. It's just I can't touch it. I can't deduct it. I can't withdraw it because you have to have a minimum 10,000.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on one moment. So yes, all significant information you're seeing about me is coming out slowly. And there's different. So I'm going to put business grant because I did it under the business email. No. And I have my window open, so I apologize for that as well. Okay, now, as I'm doing this, here's the last page where it says, do you have a referral code? If yes, input the referral code. When you put the referral code, the finder's code, and the access pin, that's how that person gets a portion of your grant.
Yeah, it sounds very spooky to me, Joey.
Yeah.
But I can't figure it out now. Yeah.
Oh no, that's why, like I said, I wanted to present it to you to show you, what actually has been going on. What you find out when you do these things. Let me get back to where it should be, the good stuff, I call it. So we're bringing it. So it's going to come back to the. There we go. To the Lesko's local business. So
I'd be very skeptical of that organization. I mean,
Well, that's like I said. That's why I wanted to show it to you because in case anybody ever mentions it to any of your associates, you saw it in person.
What I would do is call up the small business SBDC, America's SBDC, those experts. Call them up and ask them about it because they'll know about these things if it's a scam or whatever.
Okay.
Because
All
they do this time. Okay, Joey, you have enough?
All right. Let me get that out. All right. So Matthew, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. You're welcome to come on anytime. Just let just let your public, let your representatives know to let me know. And I'll be happy to have you on anytime.
Great.
And explain to our audience one more time where to go in reference to wanting.
Yeah, it's lesgohelp.com. And that's where we have 15,000 people that help each other get government benefits and grants and free services. And we also give out our own grants. Every month, we give out about $50,000 or $70,000 to members that apply for this, and then the free laptops, and that's available. And we want one-on-one help, to apply for that, and then plus the database, all the stuff that's there.
Yep.
to work on. Okay. Well, you have a
All
good
right.
time
Well,
there in Florida or New Jersey,
yes.
I guess. Right. I'm from
Well, I'm
Worcester.
in Philadelphia. I'm actually in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to move back to Jersey now because I grew up in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
but thank you so much, Matthew, for your time and expertise and advice. And everybody, definitely, if you really want to move forward in your life and make your life better, and applying for grants is the best thing to do. Go to Matthew at leskohelp.com. His associates are great, and I know he's going to tell them that because I'll get the email about, oh, by the way, Matthew was on the Life with Joey Calvo podcast, and Joey said how great we all are. So yeah.
Well,
like I said,
and take care of your friend in Texas.
Yes, I will do the best I can on that. But thank you so much, Matthew. I'm going to send everyone that I had to reach out to a copy of this YouTube video so they can, so they can post it for you on your social media and everything.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Matthew. You have yourself a great night. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. God bless you all.